What's up, Madden Men of the People? ZFarls here with updated reviews of Ultimate Freeze. Some new players have come into the game. We got a brand new running back today. We're going to take a look at the halfback Mount Rushmore right now and see if any of these out-of-position players are playing well for our team so far, and then look at all the new content. Before we do this, 3 quick things about the Giants game last night. Number 1, short week, so settle down. Eagle fans, that's your Super Bowl. Congratulations. Cowboy fans, somehow you turned that into your Super Bowl as well. I guess if I didn't win one since the 90s, I'd be pretty hyped up too. Congratulations. Everybody else, settle down. Number 2, big media narrative driven by S. Gibbs last week in the media. Patriots, Giants, Super Bowl, 3rd time. Tom Brady going to get his revenge on Eli Manning? Hold your horses. Settle down, big dogs. In number 3, here's how I know Eli Manning occupies not just your heart, not just your mind, but your soul. If you didn't think for 1 second while he was having not his best game, wasn't driving down the field on that last drive to throw a game-winning, heartbreaking touchdown, then you're lying to yourself. Because you thought Eli was coming down with that clutch gene for the victory. That's how I know he occupies not just your head, not just your heart, not just your mind, not just your brain. Eli Manning owns your soul, and don't forget it.
Alright, so let's jump into it here. Wait, Farls, you didn't mention anything about the officiating and some questionable calls and questionable no calls. Nope, I'm not. I don't make excuses. I make adjustments. Just like this Gary Barnidge. Left end out of position. Now, out of position, guys, for me so far, Shaq Thompson has been playing okay. Landon Collins has been playing very well. And that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking less for ends, because I think that there's some really good value ends in the game. Gary Barnidge is 4,000 coins, but I think he can do better with a guy who's in position. We also had another out-of-position gift reward. It was Brian Urlacher playing tight end right here. 87 speed with 85 strength and run block, so that's very good balance there. Now, he doesn't have the route running. He does have spec, and he is 6'4", so he's pretty fast with good spec. Now, he still has the hit power. And tight ends, you can often sub into linebacker and vice versa. So I do like this Urlacher's versatility for 41 cap value. I have to still explore a full scheme with him and see exactly what he does. I've been using him, and he's held up fine at tight end. But how much can I get him into the defensive lineup with some clever substitutions, and is it worth it? That's what I'll be exploring. So maybe a decent guy to pick up if you can find him for the right value. I would not overpay, though, at this time. Now, Randy Moss gets an item, 95 receiver. He goes up 1 speed. His spec goes to 96. His route running still below 92, so you'd have to be able to upgrade it with that deep threat or the offensive freeze chemistry. I mean, the one problem people said about Moss was that he over-spectacular catches. He's too spectacular. He's also going for big-time coins, so you might catch a pass with this guy, but he might get such a cool animation that he lands out of bounds. That's what people have been saying. I love the animations he gets for me on the Z-Spot play. This is the next level up. Would I pony up extra? No. I want to see him at 92, and I think the spec at 96 is good, but he's making spec plays. 93 speed, to me, it doesn't beat anybody downfield that 92 wouldn't win on, potentially, so I'm not going to rush to upgrade because, it's going to cost you about 10x potentially. He's going for 800 and 900,000 coins. So I'm cool with where I'm at, but this is, it's an awesome item. This next item's not actually from Ultimate Freeze, but he was recently added to the Mudhead database. So I know people want him for playing Ultimate Season Super Bowls. And this Emmitt Smith is battle ready. We have 90 speed. His strength is in the low 80s. And then he has 93 truck and 89 elusive. So his 57 cap value is extremely high. And he goes with Dallas, which has really good offensive linemen, which is why Zeke Elliott's able to run for so many yards. And the Cowboys are such a good team and are undefeated to every other team not named the New York Giants. But for real, this Emmitt Smith is excellent with 93 carry, 95 ball carrier vision. He is going for big-time coins, though, so we'll compare him and put him on our Mount Rushmore of halfbacks at the end of this video to see, where the value lies for these halfbacks. Now, George Aloka here is a guy we've always enjoyed having on our squads. He's 6'4" at strong safety, and he always has pretty good hip power, a nice blend of speed and zone coverage. The thing about this Aloka, it's a flashback, what makes me so surprised is that it's only an 86 overall. So, if Aloka had gotten a team of the week or gone up to like a 92 overall, imagine the speed, hit power, and zone. You might see him at 90 speed with 92 zone and 90 hit power. And then this is an item that you can get on every squad. So this item could end up being a budget guy, but flashbacks usually don't go down to like true budget. So Aloka's a pass right now, but he's a guy that we love seeing, and it's good to see him get a new item. And hopefully he can get above that 90 play rec and progress if he gets another big week. Robert Quinn, 92 right end. He's got the jump snap on this flashback, and there's a lot of jump snap out there, so you kind of have to compare him to all the others. There's some at right end, there's some at left end, there's some at D tackle, and some at outside linebacker. So it's really up to you. The Bosa, we've gone over in a previous video the best of the jump snappers. His finesse move is low, it's not as balanced, but as far as strength and block shed goes, with the 92 power move, it's right on par. 87 acceleration is decent. This Quinn, I think that there's a lot of value at this end position. I don't think this is the one I would go after unless I saw something super specific, unless I love power move and I used it and wanted to jump the snap. And I think you'll be able to find a better overall value for this Quinn. Like I said, flashbacks don't generally come all that down in price, so I would look to move from here. Good item, though. Alshon also picks up a flashback, and this is one of the strongest receivers in the game with, I believe, the best run block at 70 at the receiver position. Obviously, you've got the Peters now in the pen, and they can be put at tight end, and they can go out the receiver and run block, but Alshon will at least be able to actually receive if he gets out there. 89 speed, 93 catch in traffic, 91 route running. I'd compare him to the Jordy Nelson team of the week that came out earlier, possibly the DeAndre Hopkins before the Motivator one, for value plays. If you want to block on the outside and you want to upgrade from that Demaryius Thomas early in the year, you're still sitting on him, you could go to this Alshon Jeffrey. He's not going to beat anybody over the top, but 93 spec and 93 catch and traffic is super balanced. He's 6'3". He'll be good for Z-spot routes. I like the 91 route running. Not sure if you can get him to 92. That would be pretty crucial for me. Deep threat. I don't believe that will stack the route running. So, might be a small miss there, but I think for what you're going to do with him, now he's going for 200K, I believe, so that's not a deal. I don't think that's a deal. The deal is if he becomes, you want him for running the ball and holding up in the run game outside, but it's just not that valuable that you can pay 75,000 extra coins for a receiver if you were going to get the Jordy for similar. Like, you just can't go that much more for it. Great item. Got to see the price come down a little bit, see where it settles, and that's what I'm most interested to see about the Alshon Jeffrey. But a good item, and finally, a receiver that does something very, very specific, and that is where that value does come from. All right, next up, Irving is a left end. Pretty good finesse move, and actually almost better balance than the Quinn. So for an 86, he's not going to be a run game guy, but you could throw this guy into a budget lineup, and he can rush the passer for you. Jake Matthews gets Football Outsiders, and I like to see the balanced strength, run block and pass block. Very good, very solid. Budget guy, can't pay a ton. There's better left tackles out there, but good balance and good things in the future for Jake Matthews. Logan Ryan picks up 88 speed with 89 zone. Once again, another super balanced option with Tom Bahali. He's going to get the 90 play rec. If this guy drops in price, another great budget player. All right, Drew Brees. I've used Drew Brees in previous seasons. He makes every single throw. He finally gets a conductor right here with 92 throw power. That's usually the knock on him. For 53, I mean, this guy's, you can't run with him, but he's making every throw. I love this item. After playing with, a Pryor who can get the job done, but some of those overthrows hurt me, man. Some of those throws downfield really hurt me. I think Brees is going to do a lot. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him. You have the Brady, who's also very good and similar. But if the Breeze ends up costing much less than that Brady, like the Breeze is fantastic. Could I say, hey, I want to see 94 throw power? I could say that, but I think you can get the job done with this Breeze very well. Now, I haven't been in-game to look at the next two items, but I believe they do have ability chemistries. I believe this Boswell has something called Focus Kicker, which actually gives you the speed on the kick meter at pro difficulty. I think it costs you 4 salary caps. So now you're paying 18 cap for a kicker. I don't think you can do that. I think you want to go Justin Tucker, and I think you just practice on All Pro. I don't think Pro makes it that much easier. If it was all Madden offline kick meter speed, I could see the Pro, but just train on All Pro. Then you're going to have to train on Pro, and then you're going to end up with an all Madden All Pro kicker. Like, it just gets, don't risk it and don't pay the extra. I love the idea. It's fantastic. I'll have him on my regular team, but no, I won't have him on my regular team because then I'll be switching back between kick meter speeds. Risky. Unless you're used to playing on Pro, you'd have to really do 100 kicks before you go to bed every night to get used to the kick meter speed because it can throw you off a little bit. Next up is out of position Mike Evans. We reviewed him when he was first announced. I believe, and I haven't seen him in game once again, so I apologize. He has a tip drill, which I think makes you have an increased chance to catch tipped passes, and so that's very valuable. Similar to hot hands, I believe you almost catch them all. I don't know if you have to use them from the start of the play. It doesn't mention that, so I'm not certain. That's something to look into and something we'll have to break down. Now, he costs 57 cap, so you really can't use him in salary cap unless you can find a way to get him at receiver, which I'd have to study up and look about. Who I see most people comparing him to is the Paul Krause. He has 84 man coverage, which is actually really good. With Tom Bahali, you get him to 89 play rec, and then you could probably get him over. But I don't think you use this guy because I just don't believe in using strong safeties at this point in the game. I think you get much more value from a guy like Barr across the middle with where people are throwing with how cover 2 defense works. So I would pass. Tremendous item if that's the style you want to play. The zone coverage is really good. The height is obviously what you're paying the premium for with the 89 speed, but you have to kind of get creative to get the most out of this Evans. And I'm just not willing to pony up the big and change around my defense too much at this point because the cover 2 is working. Ricky Williams picks up a new item today. He is a ghost of Madden past. I saw a guy like Holdfast Hope say on Twitter, "Hi, I believe I'm going to check out Ricky Williams. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm very well smart and educated, and I believe this is the halfback that I would like in the future." Notice how I speak about Holdfast Hope is different than how S. Gibbs speaks about Holdfast Hope, who, you know, is a man of the people just like myself. Me and Hope go way back. Anyways, I digress. Ricky Williams, 92 speed, 93 truck, also has 91 elusive. He's battle ready. Is this the best halfback in the game? I am going to say yes, pretty much at this point in the season. The way Ricky Williams played in a lot of those draft champions games we saw, this is the next big thing. The speed is finally there. We got to see if he can catch him. We got to see if that 89 carry is a factor. But day one, I'm really looking into this Ricky Williams to be the best back in the game. And that brings up my Mount Rushmore of halfbacks. Adrian Peterson, Emmitt Smith, and, of course, David Johnson. Obviously 4 in Mount Rushmore, but we made it work. And if you really look at it, they're all the same type. They all do the same things. The Peterson doesn't say he's battle ready, but I want to believe he is battle ready. It's this type of back, right? We could add LaShawn McCoy. We could add a speed version with Energizer. I just don't think that's the way to go. This is the way. This is so far how the game's being played, so I think that these are my Mount Rushmore of halfbacks. If you have a different back you would sub in, let me know in the comments your best 4 Mount Rushmore of backs. Should they be? I'm thinking the best. I'm not saying this would be the best backfield. I would want these 4 types. But let me know. I'm sure there'll be a Derrick Henry in there. But let me know in the comments your Mount Rushmore, how you're enjoying Ultimate Freeze. And until next time, guys, don't forget to hit that follow button. This is ZFarls telling you to lock up, and we'll be back with more Ultimate Freeze very soon.